Jeff Wittek dropped a video on David Dobrik yesterday, and when I tell you he went after David's jugular, he went after David's jugular, okay? Let's get into it. Hey girlies, hey, welcome back to another video. So David is a big YouTuber. He has this vlog squad. He's kind of the center of it. It's a group of content creators where they make content based on each other. So the way David's vlogs is structured is mostly him filming other people. So when the virus hit in 2020, he couldn't record content because you can't be around other people when you have a virus like this. So when he wanted to come back late 2020, and he had this plan where he was going to come back with this big return vlog, right? So he had all his vlog squad friends fly out to Utah, one of them being Jeff. And he had them do multiple things like jumping out of a plane. But one of the days he brought this crane onto a river and had all of the vlog squad members meet up at this river. And he had a rope tied to the end of the crane. And he wanted vlog squad members to hold on to the rope while he sits in the crane and he operates it to swing them around, right? So he had Krina go first. Krina quickly got off. She told him, "You're moving me too fast." As soon as she got on, he started trying to move her, and she's like, "This is too much. I'm not doing it." So she got off, and he begged Jeff to go next. He's like, "Please do it, do it, do it." So Jeff goes next. Jeff holds onto the rope. David sits in the crane. David starts swinging Jeff around, right? But David starts swinging Jeff even faster than he had moved Krina, and it was too fast for Krina. Imagine how fast it was for Jeff. The way that cranes are made, they have this feature where if the crane is moving too fast, it triggers itself to stop, right? So David was moving this crane so fast that this feature was triggered and the crane immediately came to a stop. But Jeff is not in the crane. Jeff is on the rope. So obviously the rope is not going to stop because the crane stopped. The rope swung and then smashed Jeff onto the side of the crane. So Jeff sustained serious eye and skull injuries and just currently got out of his 9th surgery to repair the damage done that day. So there was a lot of YouTubers on that river that day, and a lot YouTubers, of course, make content, and they were making content that day. So there was footage of this video, and for a while it was online, but it was being quickly taken down by David's agency because you can see clearly David operating the crane and Jeff being hit onto the side of the crane. So when Jeff came back to posting content, people didn't know what happened to his face because half the time he was wearing eye patches, the other times he was wearing sunglasses. So people were cracking jokes saying he had botched facial surgery, things like that. Behind the scenes, Jeff had already forgiven his friend because he believed David was genuinely sorry, and David had agreed to cover all of his medical expenses. And Jeff was also at this time making a documentary on how he sustained his injuries. He let David have all editorial and control because David wanted to edit certain things and make it look favorable to him. After the release of the documentary in April of 2021, people thought David and Jeff were good. They were solid. They were back to being friends. They had gotten over everything that had happened. That is till earlier this week when Jeff was doing a live after he just recently came out of his 9th surgery. He was on live, and a fan had asked him a question, and the question was, "Has David checked in on you?" Something like that. And Jeff responded that he's done. He said, "I'm done being friends with that fake MF." He said he didn't text him to check up on him, knowing that Jeff had a 30% chance of going blind during the surgery, and he didn't text him, a surgery that was because of David's actions. Jeff then goes on to make multiple social media posts blasting David, basically. He posted this on his Instagram story. It's a screenshot of David's discounted perfume. He says, "Damn shit must not be selling, LOL, because nobody wants to smell like a sociopath." And he also posted this little meme on Twitter. He says, "Hey, look, he's sponsored again. Congrats, you bald eagle." It's a screenshot. It's a picture of David's receding hairline. Sponsored by SeatGeek, Baldy Eagle discount code. He also pulled out of the Bryce Hall roast because he said David cut half of his jokes because David didn't want Jeff to be making those kinds of jokes or jokes on him overall. and therefore Jeff decided, I don't want to be a part of it anymore. So people were like, Jeff is doing a lot. Just because his friend didn't text him after his surgery, he goes and he drags him all over social media. He makes memes of him. He pulls out of roast just because you didn't receive a text after your surgery. Well, Jeff dropped this video today, basically exposing like the real reasons as to what has been happening behind the scenes and why he's calling out David this week, right? Why he has been going after him. He says it's not just because he didn't text me. There's like real, actual reasons, valid reasons as to why he doesn't fuck with David no more.
Why I'm pissed off and why I'm lashing out and why I'm finally speaking up than just him not texting me. I could get over that. I realized over the past few months and years of him not giving a fuck that would probably happen. I'm not surprised. And I'll be dealing with this shit for life. So, I don't expect him to text me every year. I could be 80 years old and go through another eye surgery and have him fucking text me. Yeah, I get that.
Jeff starts off by saying he regrets sugarcoating his documentary for David's sake.
Some people don't have that empathy in them. They are too narcissistic to believe they can do any wrong, and that's what I've realized, and that's why I regret sugarcoating this documentary to where I tried to salvage this person's career and image because I thought he was a friend and I thought he had good in him.
Jeff then talks about how the day he got out of surgery, he was lying on the couch in immense pain when his friend David Dobrik comes over, and David walks right past him on the couch without saying a word, straight to the editing room to edit the documentary.
This is me being a loyal friend. I let him pass through the edit of the doc and take out anything that made him look bad. And that day I came home from surgery, I was sitting on the couch, laying there with blood coming out of my eye on fucking anesthesia, completely a vegetable. And he came right in here, ran right into the editing bay, and all he cared about was editing to clean up the fucking video to cover up that this happened.
Jeff also talks about the day he had gone out of the hospital. He was in the car with David, and David receives a FaceTime call from Kourtney Kardashian, and he puts it in Jeff's face and says, look what he did to himself.
After a couple days in the hospital, I'm still in shock. When I leave the hospital, my face is a fucking balloon. He gets a call from Kourtney Kardashian. He pans the phone over to me. I'm in the passenger seat, and he goes, look, he did something stupid. It took a second to realize, like, it's Kourtney Kardashian. I'm not going to be like, oh, fucking, what? No, he fucking did it. I didn't say anything. I kept my mouth shut.
Now, on to what really triggered Jeff this week to publicly call out David and permanently sever ties with him. So David is currently in the process of filming a documentary on himself, and this documentary is being directed and produced by Casey Neistat. So recently, Jeff Wittek receives a FaceTime call from Casey Neistat, and Casey shows him a portion of the documentary where David is talking about what happened that day on the river, and David blames Jeff Wittek for what happened that day.
But David filmed the documentary, and the producer of the documentary, creator of the documentary, director, whatever you want to call it, he called me, FaceTimed me to show me the clip of the interview when David addressed the situation with the crane. And he said that it was my fault. David blamed me for the crane. He insinuated that I was crazy. I always want to push it. And I'm the reason that this happened.
So, of course, this highly upsets Jeff, as it would anyone, to be fair. I mean, this man gave him such serious injuries. He needed 10 surgeries in the next 2 years of his life, in and out of hospitals, to repair what happened that day. And then this man turns around, who you thought was your friend, turns around and tries to blame you for what he did to you. So Jeff calls BS, says there were 20 people, to all YouTubers, by the way, with their cameras out, like, filming, and there's footage of David begging Jeff to do it again and saying he'll take him slower and he won't do too much.
There's 20 people on the beach that are witnesses. I have fucking 6 terabytes of footage of you asking me, begging me to go out there and do the thing again, and that you would spin it slow. You just want to take me out there because it's more scenic and it looks better on camera. It's more cinematic. And just to hear him sit there and say that, I was like in shock at first because I'm looking at it over FaceTime and I just couldn't believe that he would say that. Not only does he not really give a fuck, but imagine you smash somebody's skull in, they take it on the chin, they don't sue you, they don't fucking press charges. I mean, anything. I would nearly died. I came an inch from death and an inch from going blind. I'll have lifelong brain injuries and save them from fucking everything. You would have got deported. You would have got put in jail for manslaughter. You could have got sued for everything. I took it on the chin, and then to see this, and that just made me completely lose all respect for this guy and lose all hope that he could ever turn around and become a better person.
And to make the situation even worse, Jeff recently tried to purchase a house and he was denied for the loan because he has an infraction on his credit because Mr. David Dobrik hasn't been paying his medical bills like they had agreed upon. And now Jeff can't buy a home because his credit is ruined.
David's team, and they didn't pay a fucking bill. I got an infraction on my credit now. I go to get a house and I can't get a loan because now I have another. So it's just like things are piling up over and over again, and just try a little bit.
Jeff also talks about how he was really hesitant to come out and talk about this publicly because he has a lot of friends in common with David and he doesn't want to lose them because there's this thing where if David doesn't like you, then the vlog squad doesn't like you, and Jeff has a lot of friendships that he values within the vlog squad and he didn't want to lose them, so he was hesitant to speak negatively about David publicly. But I would really encourage you to watch the whole thing. I will link it down below. It's very informative. The top comments, some people are encouraging Jeff to sue. Jeff says he's looking for David. I don't know if he's like wanting a physical altercation. Let's go on to owl steak. Owl steak is this thing I do where at the end of the video I give my opinion. So we would either need to, if I was Jeff, I would either need to fight David or I would need to sue David. It's one of the two, okay? If I can't sue David because a statute of limitations or whatever, or because he paid a medical bill and that's considered compensation, whatever. If I can't sue, we would need to fight, and it's not going to be a one-on-one fight. We would need to jump him, okay? I would need to find where he's at, and I would need to like hire some people or get some like big friends, big guys, and cause some physical pain to David, because how dare you, the audacity, right? You cause like serious injuries that this man is going to need medical attention for the rest of his life because you wanted this big stamp for your vlog, right? And you fake being close to him for a couple of months to, get favorable coverage in this documentary. Turn around, don't pay his medical bill, so now you ruined his career, and then like not even wait a full year, wait a few months, and then do your own documentary, try to frame it like it was his fault. Yeah, no, we would need to fight at that point, but I hope he sues him. Like, fighting is gonna make you feel good for that day, but getting millions of dollars out of him is gonna make you feel good for a few years. It's gonna make you very comfortable for a few years. But let me know what you guys think. Honestly, oh my god, I cannot imagine the audacity. Like, I'm over here, I literally have my head in my hand, like confused at the level of audacity to David's behavior. Good lord. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like. Peace out.